There we go.
It is.
Okay, so let me put all that back in there.
Red and white, ST. Carol, this is what it looks like. Yeah.
All right, now put that back in, and there's the interest rate. So when in doubt, if something's not showing up, if it's glitching at all, just log out and log back in again, and it usually just resets it and fixes the problem.
Apps, iPhones, shut it down.
Yep.
My son,
So-
who's an IT guy, says, Mom, reboot.
Reboot. So with our reboot, we now have that average interest rate, and this does go down very soon after the rates drop nationally. So like within like a week, they're showing the lower interest rate on here. It's pretty cool. It is. It's very what is the word I'm looking for?
Instantaneous.
I'll think of it. It's okay. Yeah.
When I do like for a seller's,
Mhm.
I put the price in, like, want to do a seller's net sheet, and if it's a cash deal, it still puts an interest rate for the seller, and I don't know what that is.
So we'll go to the seller side in just a minute.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Don't worry about it. So when we're on the seller side, it's one of those things like you can just leave it blank and it won't affect anything. Yeah. I've talked to them about that too. Like, why do you have that on the seller side? And they're like, sometimes it's just easier to keep the field there than to code it, to take it away. I was just on a meeting with our account representative yesterday, talking about like, what we think would function better, what would look better. And there are some incredible calculators and filters that they've added to premium. I am super excited to show you because I just looked at them yesterday. So nice. Yeah. All right. 30-year term, miscellaneous. So anywhere that you see a little gear like that is something you can click into and kind of customize. So here you can add to buyer's closing costs or subtract from the buyer's closing costs. They have common items that you would see on either side, or you can just type it in right here, put the amount, add as many fields as you want, boom, done. This is a great field for concessions, for negotiations, if they're covering any closing costs, anything like that.
So do I need to uninstall the one I have and reinstall this new one?
No, there's no new. You just make sure you have your automatic updates on all the time for this app. Because if you don't have the automatic updates on, then you won't get updates on interest rates. You won't get updates on payoffs. You won't get the updates on like the monetary things that you need in here. There's our 1.5% insurance. Those taxes that were pulled from the most recent tax bill that we saw earlier. The HOA I know is this much per month. But it's cool that they give you the opportunity to say monthly, quarterly, or annual. My suggestion, because we know, if you're in Sun Tree Vieira, there's multiple HOAs, right? So I would just kind of add that all together and find an annual that works with all of those amounts kind of put
I
together.
was gonna ask that, but
Yeah, or you could take it all together and make it a monthly, but I would just say add it all together. But I did talk to him about adding more HOA fields because this company's based in Texas and they don't really know Florida unless we tell them. So I was talking to him about that. 5. We saw 5 on a file in Sun Tree. It's crazy.
5?
You could put them under miscellaneous as well. Yeah, you could, but it would just be showing in a different location than the other HOA fee. That is a good suggestion though. So closing date, we want to make sure we push that out by a month because it matters with the prorations. And I'm going to compute. All right. So this is what I was talking about with the taxes. So here is the 2023 recorded tax of what it actually is for Tracy. But if this is an incoming buyer, this could be an investment property. They might not be able to homestead exemption it, right? Or this, and at the very top end of someone coming into this new house, and it's even showing you based on, and we can change this from Cape Canaveral to in the Atlantic. There it is right here.
It's an amazing tool.
Good
and it's
morning.
something
How are you
that the
guys?
buyers and asking
I'm
for.
good. How are you ladies?
Good. We wanted to bring you some treats.
All the
Thank
time.
you.
And that is a super
And
high
some
number.
information
I mean,
about our app,
$9,000, that's a
any of your
high
agents
number.
Currently
Just
use
the
it
buyer,
or
huh?
aren't.
But
familiar
you
with
tell them like, this is a
app that we
preliminary
offer.
estimate, not
There is
including
a
your homestead
headset fee
exemption,
if
not
you wanted
including any of
other
this.
elements of it, but
Absolute
it's on the
tippy
spot,
top of
calculators
what your
for
taxes could
seller
potentially be,
sheets for
right?
buyers
So
and
for the sake of the
buyers.
quote, I am gonna use that.
Awesome.
And when they say there is a fee, it's 99 cents.
Yeah.
Lifetime.
So now it's gonna compute.
Nice.
So it's not like
Okay.
you're
And we
paying
have some
for it.
opportunity here to like
I will make
adjust
sure
the
that I
numbers a
put
little
this
bit.
out for the agents,
There we go.
okay?
Your nails are so cute.
Yeah, they're
Awesome.
So this is
Thank
like our
you.
basic
Have a
little
good
end
one.
screen that it kind of gives us
Have a
with
good one.
our monthly payment amount and our amount that we're bringing to the closing. So let's say you're actively sitting with your buyer clients and they're, you know, watching you run this and they're like, oh, but you know, Michelle, I can't afford anything above a $3,800 monthly payment. That is my absolute top budget for a monthly payment. You say, no problem, client. Let's figure this out. You can press edit right here, put 3,800, press done, and now the whole quote will recalculate around that number. You can do it on the other end too for the bring to close, like if they have, right. So that's, I mean, now you say, okay, well, we can get you that $3,800 monthly payment. However, it's looking like we're gonna have to put down more like 32% instead of that 20%.
Yeah,
Is
they
that,
have Grandma, mom, dad.
is that
kids, all-
possible? So now, but really think about this for a second. You're able to give somebody bad news that they have a very unrealistic expectation about their home budget, right? But you're not the bad guy. The numbers are right here, ma'am. I don't know what to tell. Here, look at it. Run it yourself. You know, like you get to serve them Tracy always like a poop sandwich and they're going num 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 num. That's what she said. So, and it's so true because now you're not the bad guy. Like you're able to give them this bad news but it's like, let's solve this together. Like, let's figure this out together. That's a huge bonus of this app. It gives you that power in a lot of different areas on here. So in the detailed closing costs right here, you can adjust numbers if you want. So you press edit and you can adjust the prepaids. You know, if we've negotiated the closing fee, we can put that down there. If you know your client's not going to need a survey, you can take that away here and so on and so forth.
They're asking for 14 months of insurance now upfront instead of a year.
That's just what they have kind of pre-built into this app. Again, they're based in Texas, so they go with what is the most common nationally. But again, you can adjust it just like how I showed you. Click into detail closing costs, press edit, and then you can make it 12 months. This little button right here, so it looks like a phone with some arrows because that's exactly what it is. If you're on your phone, you're just going to turn it to the side. When you have that open, you have to have the portrait unlocked, right? So you turn your phone and this is what you get. This is huge. How offer price can affect my payment. And they have it set to this right now. I actually like to have it set to look at it a different way. Instead of the monthly payment difference, I like to show the monthly payments itself. You can adjust the increments right here. So it doesn't have to be 10,000, but we'll just keep it there. So now we get to talk to that Michelle's buyer who's saying that their budget is $3,800 a month. Well, we can offer a $10,000 more on this home, and it's only going to increase your monthly payment by $77. Do you think that that's doable for you? That's like, I used to say it's like one dinner out for a couple. That's like a lunch out for a couple now. You know what I mean? Like prices are crazy. So if they can go without going out to lunch one day per month, they can afford this house. You think they'll do it? I do. To get their dream home? Absolutely. So this is a really powerful tool that you can, again, adjust at your leisure, or you can send it straight to your clients if you're not actively sitting with them. It's a great one. All right. So now on either side of the estimate, so if you're on your phone and you're seeing this, right, you just ran your estimate, you would, to get to these up here, swipe to the left or swipe to the right. So if we swipe to the left, we get a smart compare tool where you're able to kind of put different loan details and compare different loan options for your client. Yeah, look at a little overachiever here. Chrissy is like my success story with this app. She she gave me the most beautiful testimonial. So, all right, so you're able to compare this. Obviously, they kind of put together different loan options themselves. They have like an FHA option right here. They have a, you know, a 15-year term that obviously they kind of bought down the rate a bit. So you really have a lot of customization here, and you can edit those as you want and then share them. On the other side of the estimate, so this is if we swipe to the right, we get loan details. And I know the types of clients that come to Dale Sorensen, lawyers, engineers, those kinds of people that really love to see this up front, the amortization schedule. So it's really nice to have that right here at your fingertips when you need it. You're also able to see, of course, like the rest of the loan details, and you can just send that directly to your clients through here. So back to the estimate. I think I'm ready to share my PDF. I've made my adjustments and I'm ready to send it over to my clients. So I'm gonna press share or send PDF. Now here is my home estimate. It's got my nice little picture at the top. And when you set up your profiles, that'll be your picture at the top and your contact info. It's got the nice little pie graphs. I mean, who doesn't like a pie graph, right? Or just pie, exactly. And then you have all of the whole breakdown onto 2 pages with lender fees and the title fees and the everything fees that they're gonna have to fork up for this house. So with this, you have, this is kind of like the default template that they picked for me, but I have a lot of different ones over here. You know, if I want to keep my photo at the top, there's a lot of different options for that one, but I could also choose this one that's much more focused on the numbers itself, and I'm not at the top.
Are those newer templates? Because I only have like 8 on there. But I don't
Well,
think
you
it's
have to have the
updated yet.
premium to
I
have
do,
most of
I
them.
paid, but
Oh, okay.
I'll ask you later.
Yeah, no, that's
I
fine.
get a little message that says I need to do something. Follow or something.
Yes, so that's the thing about this app that's cool on our end is that it makes people's accounts expire. So we get to decide, hey, are you using the Supreme Title app? Are you using Supreme Title? No? Why do you need the app then? So it's a little ruthless, but you know what? It works for us.
Like that.
Chrissy, you want the app? Show me a little, no? No?
I'll show you some.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Because that's how she is.
The app is worth it is what the point is, right? Right,
I
okay,
love it.
I know you do. So look at that Dale Sorensen color right there.
Family has a brokerage in New Jersey, and I was like, oh, I gotta get to this meeting, because we're doing about this app, and I told her, she's like, we don't have that. How, because they have a whole brokerage. I'm like,
Yeah.
What do you mean, you don't, I'm like.
I'm sure there's a type, yeah,
They have an app.
yeah, that's crazy, I'm sure they do.
Amazing.
So like you can customize it. I mean, I just made it the Dale Sorensen color and like, here it is. It's totally branded for you. And check this out. You see English? You can translate this into 14 different languages. That's always a wow moment.
Awesome, yeah. I have so many customers who speak Punjabi.
They got Punjabi and Hindi.
Huh?
They have Punjabi and Hindi. They got both.
Price of Indian.
Yeah, it's kind of weird the ones they.
We have a huge Vietnamese population coming here. We have a huge Brazilian population coming here, and we got Portuguese on here. I mean, the French Canadians that come.
What? Man.
Yeah, exactly. So you have all of this available to you, and now you're able to like really connect with them in a very warm way. So these other templates that you might have been checking out over here, these home reports. I'm gonna go to this one because it's, to me, is very Dale Sorensen vibe. These home reports are just totally kick butt. I mean, you have so much power in your hands with this, and all the work that you would have had to do to put this together yourself, gone.
It's like a CRM.
The liability of having to put this together yourself, gone. There's disclaimers absolutely everywhere. Provided by, not provided by Lauren Merrill. No, it's provided by these people. She's protected. So you have so much incredible information here. You have the schools with their ratings. You have the conveniences that are close by. You're comparing internet speeds. You're giving a walking score and a sound score. So I do these trainings all the time. I get suggestions, really good ones, of what to use these for. The obvious one of sending it to an out-of-town buyer, right, who's unfamiliar with the area. But what about printing this out and putting it as a part of your listing presentation? showing your seller that you have this
I
extra
felt something like
information.
that With my open house presence.
Right, open house, bringing them to open houses, printing them and bringing them with you because people are coming from where? Out of town. They want to know about the area that they're checking out. So printing them for that, making it, of like a social media post. You know, they have this social share button right here. So if you create this off of one of your listings, you can share it to social media. Speaking of that, let's kind of go over this right here. So emailing, you get to email this directly through the website. So you put your client's emails right here. Your email is automatically CC'd on it. You have the nice subject, and then it's not really showing you very well, but it does give like a little summary of the numbers, and then you have the full estimate as an attachment.
Email that to me.
Hmm?
Email that to me.
That you
Right
want
now,
for
right
Tracy's
now?
house?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, Armor.
Ugh, never know.
No, I
At
always say-
DSRE
DSRE Inc.
Inc.com.
So the emails that come from here, they do come from Palm Agent, that is the host. So, you know, but again, you're CC'd on it, so you'll know when it comes in and you can say to your client like, hey, I just got the email, check your email too, and check your junk, blah, blah, blah.
Top out to the
Starving. Yeah, to the top, how do we get to these reports? So it's not. just-
So good question. And yes. So these reports, I always make a very like strong note of this. Yes. Very strong note of this. These reports are only available in two places on the app, through the buyer tab, through the buyer estimate, or on the premium in standard infographics. Premium standard infographics. And also here in the buyer tab.
How do you get on, I mean, this is a silly question.
No, it's not.
But if I want it on my computer, because it seems for me, I love computers.
Yeah, yeah.
And like as opposed to the
It's-
little.
Right.
bitty
Yeah,
screens.
For sure.
What's
I
the
do too.
computer link?
Right here, supremeagentapp.com. Just forget about the slashes and stuff, but supremeagentapp.com. That is the desktop link.
Yeah.
I have it on my desktop.
So,
Yeah.
purchase it on your phone.
It will,
Access that on your
Mhm,
computer.
absolutely.
I mean, on your computer.
yeah, it might take a little bit for them to talk to each other, but just log out from both, log in again from both, and it should be fine.
Mine works on both. I didn't.
Yeah. Oh,
Well,
well, special. It's the special. Palm Agent, love you. All right, how are we feeling on buyer side? Can I move on to the seller?
Just go back to the very first screen, like where you put in the address.
Okay, you want to go back on the buyer side of that?
Yeah, you got.
Okay.
See the initial.
Sure, sure. It looks very similar on the seller side, so don't get thrown off when we go over there.
Mine just got the address and the
Mhm.
loan type. This one's.
And is that where you went into to get the loan information? Oh, loan details, got it.
Yeah, you can go into loan details and then,
You put in, you can put on the left,
mm-hmm,
all of that.
mm-hmm.
You put the go for the address on.
Yeah, the address is like, it says add address. Right, so this field does not show up until you click add address. You have to hit that first.
So how accurate is it for the loan details?
So it's pretty accurate. Like, well, let's go on to the seller side and then we'll show you the payoff. And I'll speak into that a little bit more. But anytime you're sending anything from this app, please, please, please always tell your clients that this is a preliminary estimate. Okay, these are not your final numbers. And what we always say is like why I used the higher end of the taxes, right? I could have used the number that was like 2,800, right? But I went with this number that's 9,200, and that really made it much, much higher. But in the long run, be a hero, not a zero. Okay? You want in the long run when you're,
That's just perfect.
it's another Tracyism.
Under promise, over.
Yes, exactly. So if you're telling your clients that this is a preliminary estimate, and eventually when they get to the closing table, their estimate is much, much lower, you know, or not their estimate, but their CD is much, much lower. They're like, wow, you saved me money. That's how it looks to them. You didn't do anything, but you saved me money instead of the other. Chrissy,
What?
shush.
Sorry.
Instead of the other way where,
She doesn't have an off button.
oh, I know.
Your poor
I'll put
teacher,
you in
you're-
timeout. You're gonna have to come sit next to the teacher.
See that?
You're gonna come sit next to the
Stand it.
teacher in a second.
Okay. Mom's word.
So when, you know, you don't want to go the other way, you don't want to like quote them too low and then they get to their CD and they're like, I have to pay this much more. Why didn't you tell me? Rah, rah, rah. It's all your fault. So don't do that. I am gonna, are we good for the seller side? Okay.
Fire.
It looks super similar. So you're gonna kind of get to see it all over again.
So do I have to create a free account or I already have an account? So
You
I
already
just
have an
log
account.
in?
Yeah, log in.
I'm supposed to know my information.
I could go tell you after this if you need me to. I have the dashboard on my end. So seller, we're gonna add the address, same one. When I have a little bit of a smaller group, I kind of like take addresses of your own listings and stuff. And we can do more examples later. I just wanna, you know, get through it. Okay, because we have a lot to go over. So here's that estimated property tax again, and that is based off of what the property appraiser site has as the recorded tax bill. Now it's asking me for an interest rate because what it's going to do is pull Tracy's payoff. So with this interest rate, you know, we found the loan recorded in November 2021. Remember how I mentioned Tracy's been in the house for 18 years? What'd she do in November of 2021? She refied. So this showed up. She closed in the first week of November. This was up on this website by the third week of November. As soon as it was recorded in the clerk of courts, it's like in here. Very, very reactive. That's still not the word that I want. And I'm searching for it. I'm tasting different words. I probably will. So
Interactive?
keep in mind, and we're gonna just click into here for a second. So they have different options here. And if, as far as manually entering your data, why would you want to do this? Now, this is based off of a 30-year loan and based off of regular payments. Tracy's on a 15-year loan and was making extra payments, and it doesn't record that. So just keep that in mind. If you talk to your clients and they tell you that the payoff is lower because they've been making extra payments, don't tell them like, no, you're wrong. This is, no, like they're probably right, but it's very, very close. So if I put Tracy's interest rate, which I know was it's 2.99, not that. Oh my God. 2.99. And if you don't know, or your clients don't know what their interest rate was, it does give you the average for the time. Okay, right there. So I would round up. I would have said probably 3% if I didn't know. Compute. And now that is her payoff. And if she was here, I would ask her what her real payoff is looking like. And it's about 47,000, you know, like instead of 51. So we're only off by about $3,000-ish. And it's real in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter that much. So this payoff is definitely useful for your quotes. So I am going to use it in the estimate. For my sales price, I'm going to put that 500,000 again. For the split, so you can remember with the gear, you can click into that and customize it. Could have brought a flip top. You can adjust the split. When you adjust it, let's say you were doing something like this. You can either show it or not. And then when you press done, it's going to ask, do you want this for this estimate only or for all future estimates? You can kind of save it as your all the time split. So I'll just use it for this estimate only though. And please be mindful which one you choose. I get people hitting me up all the time. Rose, my fees are broken. My fees are broken. No, did you save it for all the estimates? All right. So repairs. This is a field that you only get the opportunity to put a number in there. So you can put $5,000 for repairs. You have a question?
Yeah, so like your transaction fee, something like.
Getting there.
Okay, sorry.
Transaction fee, better in miscellaneous because they have that as one of the options right here. You could always type it in, but they do have it there. So repairs though, that is really for repairs. And that is a dollar amount. We all know that we have sometimes the nitpicky sellers, right? The people who want a little bit more detail. I shouldn't have said nitpicky. I should have said detail oriented. So detail oriented people might want a little bit more of an itemized list, right? So instead of putting just an arbitrary total amount of repairs, you could, like Chrissy was saying, go into miscellaneous and then just add to the seller's closing costs, and you can itemize it there. Say septic, 2,000, roof repair, 3,000, blah, blah, blah. So you can add fields, and then you can do it that way as more of an itemized list rather than a total amount. Taxes, there we go. HOA, we got our 225, and there's her loan balance and the interest rate. Yes,
So if there's no HOA, you just leave it blank or zero?
you can leave it blank.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it just won't log anything. So it did push our closing date out by a month. Reissue rate or reissue credit. Do we know what that is? So it's the easiest concept ever. When you sell your home, oh, you know, Debbie, of course. When you sell your home within 3 years of the purchase, you get a discount on your title policy. But it has to be 3 years to the day. When you sell your home within 3 years of the purchase,
Okay.
you get a discount on your title policy. As far as refis, you always get a discount on your title policy for a refi. There is no time limit on that.
Is it set or is it?
It's based off of the loan amount and everything, so I can't really give you like a set number for that.
Yeah, you can't give it.
Yeah, there's no like
Stabilize
number.
it.
Mhm.
Come up with a number.
Common misconception that I've heard is say they close with Alliance Title, and obviously you're bringing them to Supreme.
Obviously.
Right,
Right.
people will say, oh, well, I want that discount, because a lot of title companies will say, you know, if you close with us in 3 years, you get a discount. It doesn't matter.
It could be any title
Yeah,
company.
it doesn't matter who you close
Yeah,
with.
it doesn't matter who you close with, you just.
It's a
have to
very
do it.
smoke and mirrors thing in the title industry. Yeah, for sure.
Just have to have your title policy, which most people have, and if they don't, typically.
We request it from the other title companies and they are legally, I mean, they're all really nice and give it to us anyway, but they're legally bound to give it to us anyway, so. So if it's 3 years, you would hit the reissue rate and then it would calculate with that. And again, it has to be 3 years to the day. So if it was like, 2021, but January 15th, they're done. They can't do it. All right, so here is our net at close. Now, Michelle's working with a seller that she's sitting there with them and she shows them that this is their net proceeds. And they're like, oh, Michelle, I told you I have to net 250. I got to walk away with 250. So you can do this edit button again and put in that 250. Hit done, and now it's going to recalculate around that. Again, we have this opportunity here because now we're looking at a sales price of 536,000 instead of 500. Do the comps support that? Does the area support that? Now is the opportunity to have that hard conversation with your seller. Like, hey, I know this is what you need and what you want, but based off of your loan amount and based off of this area and the comps, here they are. I don't know if we can list at this price and get you a buyer in a good amount of time. We can try, you know your spiels, right? So this is that opportunity though, to show them the bad news instead of you just telling them. So same thing with, what, Chrissy, what is it? Okay, detailed closing costs. Detailed closing costs, same thing. So I'm not going to open it, but it looks exactly the same as on the other side. We still have this button here to turn our phones to the side. My opinion personally is that it does not carry as much oomph as it did on the buyer side because if you accept an offer 10,000 more, it's going to net you about 10,000 more, right? It's kind of a no-brainer thing.
Yeah.
So for me, it's not as valuable as how offer price can affect my payment. However, this stuff up here to me is more valuable on this side than it is on the buyer side. So if we swipe to the left, we get this multiple offers tool. So we can list out all of our offers. You can add. And then, let's say they get 8 offers, but you think 2 of them look like the ones that your seller was, kind of telling you their parameters and all that. You can put a little star on it and then they'll know that these are the top choices, but here's all of them. That is a great one, right? And you can just share or print
So
that
go
right there.
back.
Mm-hmm.
So it just gives you the dollar amount.
This is just the summary of it. You can go into the details right here and it'll give you much more information.
So if it's, they're gonna offer you 535
That's what you should got.
cash. It doesn't, you have to go.
No,
to
look,
that.
cash, you can change it to cash right here.
Okay,
You can change all of it and you can adjust the closing costs as well. You can put notes, you can put contingencies. You can do an escalation clause, all kinds of options.
I've done that once, I don't know.
It looks like Canva now, get away.
This is so much easier than Canva, I'm telling you. All right, so that was multiple offers. On the other side of the net sheet, we have the holding cost tool. This is a big one. This is Tracy's favorite part of the app, honestly. And it's because it's one of those things, the power in your hands is exponential with this. The longer your house sits on the market, the more it's cost you. All right, Ruth, you're sitting with your sellers or potential sellers. You're in a listing presentation. They absolutely love you because like who doesn't? So they absolutely love you. And they're like, oh my gosh, Ruth, that was the greatest listing presentation I've ever heard in my life. I'm definitely listing with you for sure. But we have to repaint the guest bathroom and do some landscaping outside before we list. So I'll hit you up in about 6 months. Does that sound good?
No.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. No ham, no turkey. We want the listing right now. So 6 months, we have it set to days right now. So this is 1, 2, 3, and 4 months, right? We can change this from days to months. So we have a little bit of a longer timeline, and longer timeline means higher numbers. So right now it's only including HOA, taxes, interest, and insurance. We're not even including the principal right now. We're not even including anything. I mean, pool care, lawn care, the utility bills, the water bills, the this bill, the that bill. So when you go into edit expenses, you can add all of these things in there. There's a field for the monthly utilities. Take the last 3, average them out. Anything else in this other, I mean, go for it. Because this is your tactic, right? This is how you're going to get the listing right now. Is you're going to add up the pool care, the lawn care, the this, the that bill, whatever it may be, that's a recurring monthly payment. You're going to add them all together and put them here. And this number is going to skyrocket and they're going to be scared out of their wits. But to the point where they're gonna hold on to you with both hands, like, oh my gosh, this person knows so much. Like, I gotta stick with them so I don't spend that much money in 6 months, right? Super powerful tool. This one is awesome. They actually are making this into its own calculator as well. So you don't have to like go through the whole seller net sheet situation. It's great. So share print PDF, but I'm gonna go back to the net sheet and just, it looks very similar when I share or print the PDF from here. We don't have the home reports. Remember, they're only available on the buyer tab and then the standard infographics in here. So the templates that we have for the seller net sheets are literally just the net sheets. So with that, maybe that's what you're talking about as far as the templates that you have available, because there are much less options on the seller side than there are on the buyers.
I haven't had a buyer yet.
Okay, there you go. That's why. So yes, there you go. We still have the availability to change the language into whatever we want. We can still email it, download it, print it, social share. If you're gonna save your estimates anywhere, on your computer, they're in the estimates tab. On your phone, you open that, it's called the hamburger menu, like 3 lines. And the saved estimates are right in there. So that's where you find it. I know, I'm hungry too. We're getting pizza, don't worry. And it's Bizarros. I know. I got the grandma's pie because I love you. All right, so calculators. Oh, were we okay with the seller side for me to move on?
Yeah.
I'm just kind of moving and grooving.
Or
So
that's
the,
just on the.
hey girl, that's my assistant Kamira and also my best friend. So look how many calculators they have, and they have all these new ones. So they have a buy down calculator now. They have this then versus now, and that's about interest rates. So it's showing like the interest rates from like the 80s and 90s when they were super crazy high versus now when people are still I gotta go through so much more stuff. We'll go later. I'm sorry, Ruth. I'm so sorry. So buy now or buy later. We have a monthly affordability calculator, flip calculator, extra payment. There's that multiple offers tool. So if you have, you just want to list out those multiple offers and you don't want to have to go through the full seller net sheet, you can just go through this way. iBuyers. So iBuyers, do we kind of know what that means? It's like the Open Door, Redfin. Yeah, Redfin, Open Door, Zillow, like all of the ones that are like the agentless representation. This is where you can do a comparison and show someone that you're gonna get them more money in the long run, even though they have to pay you for it. Kind of thing. Smart Compare, you can do those loan comparisons straight from here. You don't have to go through the full buyer estimate and everything. Handy Calc is really cool. Fill in any 3 of the fields and they'll calculate the 4th one for you.
Use that.
It's good practice. It really is. Qualify, I mean, you're getting the idea. There's a ton of calculators on here. So take the time to kind of explore these. If you have questions, you know where to find me, and I'm more than happy to answer any questions. If you have a client that just wants to see the title and escrow closing fees and nothing else, you can come right in here and you barely need any information and you can just get the closing fees from Supreme Title. Do we have any questions about these calculators? I can't really go into them because
Like
we gotta.
520.
I know.
Okay.
What are the most frequently used, do you think?
Frequently, I would say probably right, and it really depends on the market. So they've added all these new calculators because of the state of the market right now, and that's why they have the buy down calculator and the then versus now. So it really just depends on the time, right? I would say this one's really popular right now. You can do the 2-to-1 buy down or the 3 to 2-to-1 buy down on here. I would say probably that the refi calculator is probably popular right now, and the home equity calculator, I'm guessing. So, and this is all a guess. I'm gonna send you guys the Facebook group that they have, and it's the Palm Agent Facebook group, and he shows like, excuse me, tons of tutorials, tons of reviews, like that very short, easily digestible videos that you can kind of learn different calculators and stay up to date when they release new ones. I'm gonna go over the premium tab if we're ready.
We're
We're ready?
Drumroll.
All right, let's put on our marketing caps now, because that's where we are. We're in marketing. So that's my guy, Mike. Hey, Mike. So he's awesome. All right. At the beginning of every month, you have a monthly marketing package that shows up. If you are too busy, if social media overwhelms you, if you never know what to post, stick with this and you'll be golden, because they give you 4 suggestions. So 4 suggestions in 1 month means 1 post per week. So you're good. You're staying relevant. You're staying, in people's minds and everything like that. And everything that they suggest is what is going on in the market right now. So interest rates dropping, you can post a calculator that people can kind of go through, and we'll go through that in a minute, but filters, affordability calculators, and another well, they're doing a lot of calculators. So, but these are their suggestions based on the market, and it makes sense from the research that they've done. Or you can come in here and make your own choices. So
So when you click on premium, how often does that thing pop up? Cause I got this,
It comes up
does it come up every time?
Yeah.
it at the beginning of the month, and once you like go into it a few times, like it'll stop popping up automatically. But when you're in here at the very top, like it'll show you tutorials and stuff, but you can also access the monthly marketing package through here. See, there it is.
Is the stuff they're recommending to share that month?
Yes, yes, they are.
You said you want a week, because there's 4, okay, yeah, interesting.
Sorry, I keep getting blown up. I gotta tell her I'm in a training. Okay. All right. So
Is there anything in
Alicia.
the works coming where it can be an automatic, where it just automatically posts to your social media?
no, but you can set it up that way. So
Okay.
that's what, like, I was gonna get there.
I'm
When,
sorry.
no, it's okay, it's okay. Your questions are appreciated because it's showing you that you're like actively really thinking about what you're doing with this and not just like in one ear out the other kind of thing, like.
So there's 4 things that pop up, then where are they found once you X out?
Right, okay, so you can always, like I said, right up here at the scrolling menu, see, it's still showing August, oh my God, words right now, August. It's still showing August, it's still showing, they do Tom Ferry presentations all the time. Tom Ferry loves this app, okay? That should convince you to use it. But you can always see like the monthly marketing package from September, so October. Once I scroll over, it'll keep giving me, see, there's January, okay? All right, so top to bottom, this is what I'm saying. You do not need Canva because you have this. Infographics has 2 categories. You have standard infographics that are all on one page, and you have swipeable infographics. A lot of, you can see these look the same, right? These look the same because they are the same. But what the swipeable does, it takes the one page of information and it just spreads it out. And that's all about strategy. Thank you. It's all about strategy on what platform you're using it on. So standard infographics are great for a few things. And you in every category at the very top, it shows different sizing options for what platform you're using it for, which is great. You don't have to worry about, is this going to be cut off? What's going to show up? All that. I know. It's the worst. Even these though, even though they say standard, these are good for Facebook too. You don't get cut off. The only thing, like the very bottom of this bar gets cut off, but like barely anything. So you have all the information still there.
Can I just quickly ask, if we're gonna do this in an email campaign to follow up with clients?
That's what these are perfect for.
that they're good.
Yeah,
Do they
the
send it as a
standard ones.
PDF or is it
Yes.
interactive?
So here, I'll show you. So I'll choose net worth. I hope I don't have to plug in anything on this one. Some of them, yeah, this is one. So some of them you have to plug in numbers to be able to get the post itself because it's showing an example, right? So if you add your own example right here, you could compute it. I'm just gonna use what they have here just for the sake of time. All right, so here's my post. I'm ready to go. I have a suggested caption and hashtags that I don't have to write myself. My suggestion, I'm in marketing, so like I speak into this a lot. Don't use all of it. It's a lot. I would use, the caption and then maybe like 2 of the hashtags, especially on Facebook. Hashtags don't matter on Facebook. Hashtags matter for Instagram. But when you press share, you have all these options. So if you're doing an email campaign, you can download it as a PDF, right? And I do suggest doing it that way for email. If you're going to post it, you can literally just share it straight to Facebook. You can schedule it on Facebook, share it to TikTok, or we're going to download the image. Don't ever download this PDF and try to put it on social media and call me having problems because I'm telling you right now, no PDFs on social media. It's just images only. So you have to download the image to be able to put it on social. Back out here. And then you can call me.
I was the one that called you. I'm like, what's going on?
Probably. Sounds likely. All right, so on the standard infographics, I'm gonna go down because I want to show you that this is where there's one home report. Right? Remember, this is what we were talking about before. We have, there are so many on here. Look at that. Welcome to my open house. You can have these little coloring pages for kids when they come with their parents. It's super cute. There's so much awesome stuff on here. 5 ways to invest in real estate for beginners. First time home buyer rookie mistakes. You have so much content on here. There's more home reports. Now, there we go. Okay. Home reports. Let's talk about those for just a second. So there's home reports that look like a report card, right? Or something, you know what I mean? Like it has a lot of like bright colors and school information and all that kind of stuff. There's schools and there's this and there's that. I'm a millennial. I don't have any children. I don't plan on having any children. What I do have are fur babies. I did not buy my house for myself. I bought my house so that my dog would have a bigger backyard. And that is a very common theme in my generation. So would you send that one to me? The one with the home or the school information? Would that go to Rose? Absolutely not. Would this one go to Rose?
Oh, yeah. I think Rose wrote that one.
I think so too. Yeah. I want to know about everywhere that I can take my baby, my fur baby. So, just keep that in mind. There's so many options.
It's a good little tool to put in your listing packets.
That's what I was saying before. You were not here, I don't think yet.
Our listing packets would be like.
Yeah, no. But like having a home report in like whatever it may be, even like the really standard one with the school information, just until you know the people better. But these ones are great. And they've actually created different ones that pull from the home reports, and show you different things. So I mean, you gotta explore that on your own. There's so many, we could go through this forever.
Are there categories, like, can you go in and say, show me reports for buyers or something like that? Or you just have to scroll through them? and
Look.
Read them? Yeah, okay.
Yes,
That's all
search.
they are.
So you can say, you know, home
I was
report.
blinded by all the color. I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
no, totally. I totally understand that. So home report, it's only bringing that one up because that one's named home report. So if you want it, you know, you could do. There's all the ones for pets,
Yeah,
right? You might have to play around with what you search.
right.
It might be a little bit more specific, but yeah. All right, so those are the standard infographics. Now, swipeable infographics are great for stories. These are great for stories. So Instagram story or Facebook story. I'm just gonna hit Instagram story. Now it's shaped perfectly to fill up my phone screen, right? And we're looking at, look at that, it's the same exact one, right? And that's what I said. They have a lot of overlap, not fully overlapped, but a lot of overlap. And you know, we're gonna just,
Sorry, swipeables?
yeah, this is the swipeable infographics. What do you want? Compute. Okay.
It's not letting me do anything because I just.
It just hates you, Ruth. I don't know.
It's telling me.
All right.
it's telling me
So,
to try it free
this is
for
not a
30
good-
days and I just paid.
It did that to me too.
I think you.
Oh yeah, well, you
I
still
saw
get the
that.
free trial. So you get the free trial for 30 days and then after the 30 days is when it charges your card the $10. I know, so you put it in to say like, okay, I do want this 30-day trial, and then at the end of the 30-day trial is when it charges you. It's just storing it in there right now.
We want your information now.
Yeah, it's just storing it for now. Kind of like how a hotel takes your credit card, even if it doesn't charge you, right? So here's the swipeable. They're great for stories. This is not the best example because it doesn't have the thing that I wanted. So hold on. Does this one have? I know the then versus now has it. Yes. Okay. This one's great. Look at this one. So 5 real estate terms. First time home. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have all these great tips. And they leave a lot of open space at the top and bottom because on stories, you should put stickers, you should put, you know, slide bars with the emojis, you should put, you know, music and all of that kind of stuff. I know it's annoying. But then at the end, your last slide, look how customized that is. Like they're ending with your face, your phone number and everything. Like if that was overwhelming for you, if you have questions, contact me today. It's fantastic.
Does branding need to go on there too? Cause I'm doing this, post licensor training, so I've got all these rules in my
Mhm.
head about the brokerage has to be next, next to or under your name and so.
I think these are,
Comply and.
oh yeah, it definitely complies for sure. And when you go to set up your profile, it'll give you the availability to put your logo in there, and anywhere that it needs to have your logo to be legal, it'll put it in there for you. Yeah. So that's the swipeable infographics. We just have 3 more categories and then you can eat your pizza. I know the smell is absolutely torturing us right now. I know, I'm having some too. So filters, we all know what photo filters are, right? Okay, so now we have these photo filters and we have, you know, these are the new ones that they're taught. They put these up for back to school and stuff. But you have a lot of different categories here. I'm going to come back to dynamic because that's actually the ones that I was talking to the rep yesterday about. That's absolutely out of this world. So for closings, congratulations on becoming a homeowner. Just accepted offer. I mean, you can go in here and see all, and there's so many of them in there. When you're doing it, you can, if you're on your phone, you can pull this frame up and actively take the photo with the frame on it. Or you can have the photo taken ahead of time and then upload it either on your phone or on the computer into the frame. All right. So when you know, another happy client, I love that one.
Yeah, that's.
Super cute. So look, you can put your logo on there if you want. It's not necessary. And then file upload if you want, or, you know, take the picture in the moment. When you close a Supreme Title, we highly encourage you every closing to take a picture with your clients. So use this. Now it's not just a boring picture with your clients. It's a really exciting picture with your clients and congratulating them and making them feel really, really, really special. So this is one great category for that. And then listing category, open house category, and the open house category is really cool. You can put like the information about the home and about the event on there. Hashtag realtor life. I want everybody in this room to take a selfie with, hold on, wait for it. Queen of multiple offers. Little crown. Like, it's so cute.
That's
And
adorable.
isn't it? And I love, like, even this one, you know, it's a frame that makes people look because it's just something different, but it's a call to action. You're actively telling people to come reach out to you. And I mean, I hear that all the time. Real estate is my hustle. You know, they have more specific ones, remodeled kitchen and referrals, the way to a real estate agent's heart. And you could put like a really beautiful remodeled kitchen in your listing in the background of that. I bet you would get a lot of realtors who shared that just for the, like, because they think it's a meme, but it's really your listing. How cool would that? They do. They have all of these in here. So hold on. They have a whole category for seasonal. I don't know why they're not in the front there. Yeah, that is weird. But there's one. That is strange. I gotta talk to him about that because they should have the ones for Valentine's Day up already. And we saw them in a different category. That's strange. I gotta talk to him about that. Anyway, so those are the seasonal ones. Now back to dynamic for just a second. So I'm gonna see all here. Now, what I told him yesterday was, this is great. I mean, to have a place to put 3 photos here and the background photo, and you get to like put information. So anywhere you see this customize button, you can put in like addresses, prices, you know, bed, bath, square footage, blah, 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 all the details about the home. That's what these items are for. So these dynamic filters are absolutely awesome. And I had him adjust this because we don't want these to be just listed. I told him our issue about Canva, that like everyone wants to be able to figure out Canva, but you really don't need it. I'm making it so you don't need it. So now this is going to have an option. So now it's not just going to be just listed. It's going to have a drop down for just listed, just sold.
Coming soon.
Oh, that's a good one.
How about open house?
No, coming soon. I need to do that one.
It's kind of like our map.
Yeah. We were trying to think of them in the moment yesterday. He's like,
Yeah.
which ones do you want? And we're like, oh, we'll get back to you. So coming soon is a good one.
The logo,
Um,
can you add a logo? Is that what that is?
Yes, at the top. Mhm.
And you can't change the colors, which is fine.
But they have so many different ones that you can like, but look at that. I mean, if you wanted the blue, you could just pick one that has the blue. See?
Customize, it's just the numbers, it's not.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, the photos you upload here,
Uh-huh.
but the customize is to give the home features.
Yeah.
Okay, so it'll say just listed, just sold, and was it under contract? I don't think so. I can't remember, but we gave him 3, and I'm gonna give him coming soon.
An open house.
Price reduction, that was it.
Uh-huh.
Thank you. Should we, no, seriously,
Yeah,
should,
price improvement.
price improvement?
That's
Yeah.
all.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I've been using.
Yeah.
They're doing these days.
Adjust.
I'm really, thank you guys so much for this. This is exactly what we need. Listen,
Improvement.
you hear how I just told you that I talked to him yesterday and he's like, we're gonna do this for you? If you're playing around on here and you have a suggestion for how, Chrissy, shut up. If you have a suggestion for how something would function better, please let us know, because we can tell him and he's like very responsive to it. You know, I'm joking. You can talk. I love you.
I'm not getting in the middle of it.
Wise. So there's the filters, all to do with photos, right? Now you have 2 more categories. You have personalized videos and you have shareable calculators. So the personalized videos, you must be like, what? How could they be personalized? I will show you. Wow, they added so many. So there's not as many in here as there are in the other categories, because these videos take a long time to create. They're all animated and everything. So they're really, really nice. I actually love this one. Mortgage, what? I will. Mortgage rates by the decade. It's super cute. It goes through the information like in a way that makes you smile. So there's the 70s, there's the 80s, there's the 90s, AOL, 2010s, and the current. Now, when it says current, look at that interest rate. It's lower than it is right now. So, you know, just be mindful of what you're sharing from here, because some of the information is a little bit out of date. But you could still just share this and say the updated interest rate is this in the caption, right? And say 6.625%. But at the very end, so it gives you this really nice graph, and at the end,
Wait for it.
Ah.
Wait for it. Yeah.
personalized. That'll be your information on there with your picture. I mean, it looks like you know, paid a company hundreds of dollars to make this for you, right?
We did, we paid 10.
Exactly.
Get a $100 gift card.
Exactly. You didn't say nothing. Exactly. Oh, you guys are so lucky. So
That's so well deserving.
it is. It absolutely is. So you have all these videos available. None of them are going to be longer than 2 minutes. So it's really, really easy. I am going to kill you.
This is significantly gonna cut into prospecting time. These videos.
Right. So, and then all of them have your self-branded at the end, and they're all really easy to understand, even for the layman. Like, you don't have to be an industry professional to understand what's going on in here. So those personalized videos are great. And again, you can, I don't know if you saw, you could shape them to whatever your platform you're putting them on, right? The thing up here. Yeah. So you can,
Just hire you.
nope. So what you were asking earlier though, and what I will suggest, don't wait to post when you want to post in that moment. They have Meta Business Suite. Are you familiar with the Meta Business Suite? How you function your business page on the back end, right? So take just 2 hours, like one day, either one day every month or one day every 2 months. Take 2 hours, take 3 hours, download all the stuff you want to download on here and just schedule it. And you don't even have to think about it for another month. It'll still be updated market wise, and your social media is taken care of with really valuable information. Just take that time, do the scheduling. It's so worth it
If I cook for you, will you come over to my
to
house?
find the schedule.
No, the meta.
So when you're on your
Facebook.
business page, it has to be a Facebook business page. Okay, so you have your Facebook business page. It's gonna have the Meta Business Suite link, like just on the left side menu right there. And when you go in there, there's a planner. So there's a like content calendar, a planner, and you can just go there and like just start schedule.
The whole entire month if you want.
And you can, and your Meta Business Suite,
do longer than a month.
you can,
As long as you want. Yeah,
you can,
and that's what I used to do.
right?
So you
The
want
only
to
thing
show
is you
your-
run the risk of like having something outdated,
Outdated,
right? But with the Meta Business Suite and the planner and everything, it just makes everything so easy. And you get to post to your Facebook and your Instagram at the same time.
True that, true that.
When you do that, do they give you some kind of a notification that
It's posted?
this is posted?
Nope. Only if you're in the Meta Business Suite. You can just see your planner and it'll have like the date and time and stuff. And then you'll just see the post show up. Last category, and then we get to eat. Shareable calculators. These shareable calculators, you get to just post a calculator straight on your social. Here's a rent versus buy. You get to pick the cover photo. So we're in a beachy area. This would be a great one to use. If you want to show a little bit more humorous side, maybe something like this. I don't know though, like if I were scrolling on social media, you gotta think about it that way. Like people scroll all day. What's gonna be dramatic, Debbie? What's gonna never? What's gonna be the thing to catch someone's eye, right? Like, how are you gonna make them stop scrolling?
If it says real estate anywhere.
Oh, there's a picture of a beach. Oh, yawn. But money coming out of a toilet. I don't know. I'd stop. I'd be like, what? They're like, what's that? So I know. What's your oh, you are wearing your glasses. That's frightening.
So am I. Maybe I should rip it out.
So you have all of these.
The toilet I love is that-
I'll feel them, I can't help it.
So you have all of these options, and then you can try it out. So if you try out the calculator over here, you at least get to understand what your client's looking at, and then when they reach out to you with questions, you're not like, what?
But it's not gonna share like the calculator that for the net sheet or something like that. It's not
You
gonna-
can share that calculator. So you can share extra payment, monthly affordability. They have the one, I just use rent versus buy as my example,
Yeah.
but they have right here a net sheet.
Oh,
So that's again, like for people who really love having the power in their own hands, they get to run their own numbers, and you think they're not gonna
they
have
don't wanna
questions?
tell you certain things and
They're
they-
gonna have
yeah.
questions though, ultimately, and they're gonna reach out to you. It is a call to action. Make fun of me? Yeah.
I'm just adding to
That's
your
it, you
ideas.
guys. Do you have any questions? Is there anything you want me to show you or like go, we can start eating and hanging out and I can just kind of show you a couple more things if you want, or we can stop, let you digest what you just learned. I know it was a lot.
Don't you download the things and then put them in, or they?
You can
just-
do either way, like, so you can do it, I'll just go to one.
Cause I remember when I first started using it, it was glitchy.
I left my phone in the other.
What, putting it straight onto your social?
Yeah.
Oh, was it?
Is it better to share it from your computer than the phone, would you say?
I would say so. Anything's but really better from the computer than the
Yeah.
phone. I'm just doing this so it'll show up. So,
So is that an infographic that you can?
yeah, this is a standard infographic that I
And
just,
You're putting in the numbers.
I put in the numbers and now like, it's just gonna calculate everything around that. And you can always adjust it before you share it if that looks wrong. But when you go to share, you can either download it and then go to post it. And that's what, you would want to be doing if you were like going to do that 2 hours a month of like posting everything, you would want to like download everything. If you want to just like do this one off, then you could do like the share to Facebook or schedule on Facebook. One thing I want to mention, I gotta go back out to the swipeable infographics. Just be mindful when you are downloading the images, plural,
Right.
on the swipeable. I keep picking ones that need numbers. Okay, so on the swipeable, just make sure. Understood.
788,000 a month? Come on, bro.
I didn't even know what I was putting in there. I just put number. So just make sure you do this one. Make sure you download images and not image.
Oh, it'll
So
open the
all-
first page.
Just a little note there.
So when you do share it just straight to, Facebook, does it also go to Insta?
No,
That's when you have to do. the
only if you
select.
go to the schedule on Facebook and it'll take you to your Meta
Okay.
Business Suite and then it'll be
Got it.
connected to your, yeah.
The image is just the first one, the first page.